Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sai Tech Guru. In this I'm going to compare the Redmi Note 11 Pro versus POCO X3 Pro device. So is it worth it to buy the POCO X3 Pro or should you wait for the upcoming phone which is a Redmi Note 11 Pro device or not? Because I'm getting plenty of comments on this one particular topic, so I thought of making a video and clarifying few doubts. What are the differences between these both phones regarding the specifications? That's what this video is about regarding the specifications. Let's see, will it make sense to wait for this phone or should you buy the POCO X3 Pro? That's what we'll try to see at the end of the video after the conclusion. So first let's take a look at the normal design, how it looks. The POCO X8 Pro looks in this way, the design as you can see exactly, and the Redmi Note 11 Pro looks the design of similarly like this. As you can see friends, clearly on the back side, this is the design of the phone will be there, and similar kind of punch hole can be found, same like the POCO X8 Pro, same in the Redmi Note 11 Pro as well, same type of punch hole can be found on the front side. So Redmi Note 11 Pro comes with a Dimensity 920 processor. That's the difference between these both phones regarding the processor, which is a Dimensity, and the POCO X3 Pro, which has got the Snapdragon processor, which is a Snapdragon 860 chipset. So if you talk about the benchmarks and if you talk about the performance overall, the Snapdragon 860 is slightly kind of powerful, I mean in terms of the benchmark wise. So which has got about benchmarks of close to 5,70,000 as well regarding the under benchmark score. And whereas this Dimensity 920 can be found anywhere close to 5 lakhs of benchmark score. So there's a huge difference between these both phones regarding the CPU and the GPU performance also will be there. That's also another thing you should definitely consider. So for the raw performance, then definitely the POCO X3 Pro will be the really good. If you are a gamer, then definitely you can choose this Snapdragon processor. Except in this category, rest of the categories are slightly better in the Redmi Note 11 Pro device. I'll try to explain you friends why I did mention this kind of thing. So next, in terms of the display, even in that display also the Redmi Note 11 Pro has got slightly advantage because which has got the 120Hz refresh rate and AMOLED display, as you can see AMOLED panel. When you compare with the IPS LCD panel in the POCO X3 Pro, so slightly advantage which can be there in the Redmi Note 11 Pro device when you compare with the POCO X3 Pro device regarding the IPS LCD panel. That's kind of one advantage which you can actually see here. So apart from that, even the weight also got decreased, which has got 207 grams the weight on the Redmi Note 11 Pro and 8.3 mm of thickness, and where the 9.4 mm of thickness and 215 grams, so slightly heavy as well in the POCO X3 Pro. That's also got improved in the Redmi Note 11 Pro device. And one more thing I forgot to mention, UFS storage 2.2 is found in the Redmi Note 11 Pro, UFS storage 3.1 in the POCO X3 Pro device. And regarding the camera, there is another significant improvement in terms of the megapixel, 108 megapixel versus 48 megapixel. You can clearly see the difference, 108 versus 48. That's another upgrade. And 8 megapixel ultra wide camera versus I think 8 megapixel same. And we do have the 2 megapixel telephoto macro lens, which is also found in this phone, and 4K 30 fps front cam, 16 megapixel 20 megapixel front cam in the POCO X3 Pro. So slightly the camera can be advantage for the Redmi Note 11 Pro device in terms of the camera category. So next about the dual speaker setup, both phones are having the really good dual speaker setup, and 3.5mm jack will be there, that's also common. And next is regarding the connectivity. In the connectivity, that's another significant improvement because the connectivity which has got the Wi-Fi 6 capabilities in the Redmi Note 11 Pro device, that's also slightly advantage. Not only that, we do get the 5G support in the Redmi Note 11 Pro. So 5G support and Wi-Fi 6 capabilities, these two things are slightly advantage and favor in the Redmi Note 11 Pro smartphone. Next, move to the next category, which is about the battery. Battery is of 5160 mAh of battery capacity, 67 watt fast charging support, and which can charge in 43 minutes as well. Whereas this POCO X3 Pro will take about I think close to more than 1 hour it takes sometimes to charge, which has got slow charging, which is 33 watt slow charging as well. That's also another thing when you compare between these both phones. And both phones are having the side mounted fingerprint scanner, even though the Redmi Note 11 has got the Note 11 Pro has got the AMOLED panel, but still it has got the side mounted fingerprint scanner. That's kind of slightly drawback, but still it's only that one change is there. So friends, after going through the everything, all the specifications and everything, and the only difference which I did like in the POCO X8 Pro is the performance, which has got the Snapdragon 860 performance, and which will be having slightly kind of I think UFS storage 3.1, and where there are a lot of already improved custom ROMs have been developed for the POCO X8 Pro. That's also another advantage. If you're unlocking the bootloader and installing different custom ROMs, that can be really good deal for the POCO X3 Pro device if you're planning to do that. So there's a few advantages in the POCO X3 Pro, but the Redmi Note 11 Pro has got advantages like connectivity. Wi-Fi 6 and 5G connectivity. And next thing I did see in the slightly improved camera 108 megapixel, but we need to test in live demonstration only, then we can actually come into the conclusion. Sometimes the 108 megapixel doesn't do the justification, but still. So display, AMOLED panel, and camera slightly improved, and connectivity also improved, and fast charging is also improved in the Redmi Note 11 Pro. But final thing is that what will be the price of this Redmi Note 11 Pro? That's what the question at this moment. If the price comes anywhere below 20,000, that would be really good. But anything, the gap between these two phones, if there is a gap of close to maybe 5,000 or 10,000, if there's that much kind of huge gap, then definitely you can prefer the POCO X8 Pro. But if you're okay to spend money, then you can definitely go for the Redmi Note 11 Pro. As I said, in the performance only category, the POCO X3 Pro will be having good option. Display, AMOLED panel, connectivity, 5G connectivity and Wi-Fi 6 connectivity, and fast charging and less weight mobile phone can be found in the Redmi Note 11 Pro device. That's it, friends. Thank you for watching this, friends. Stay tuned for more updates. In case if you have any other queries, let me know in the comment section below. Meanwhile, signing off and bye.